Hello, I am Mason Haggett, and you are currently watching the Casino Co-Official. And today, we are going to be reading The Dark Orb Chapter Final, Big Shot, by Mason Charles Haggett. Amber and John enter the king's throne room and snap their fingers, summoning their weapons. They see a muscular being with a dragon's head, wearing a crown with red scales and a white belly, sitting on a throne. Let's just get to the chase. The king breathes fire at the two right off the bat, making them lose their balance. The king gets off his throne. You know, I really hate villains who tell their whole life story before they fight, so let's just get to the point. Then, how about I do it instead? Wait, who said that? Amber, are you okay? No, I think I broke my arm. Great. A giant 13-foot tall winged robot comes bursting through the roof, landing straight on the king, leaving a pool of blood where it landed. The robot was purple, with a dark orb in the center of it powering it. The robot has a 20-foot wingspan, silver stretchable arms, and a cannon as a left hand, and a familiar head sticking out of the top of it. The rain from the hole is soaking into the king's blood. Well, 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 if I had business cards to give people that help evil villains with evil plans, boy, would I give you one right about now. You gullible idiots led me right where I needed to be, to put on the greatest show ever. Jolly, why we trusted you. You traitor. I had a bad feeling about you ever since the first day of school. John jumps at Jolly, but Jolly just smacks him into the wall, using her giant stretchy robot arm. Now, not too feisty. Why would you do this? Like, actually, you have so much. You're spoiled. Everyone loves you. I already know that, Amber, but what if I told you our world is just a bunch of letters on a sheet of paper, numbers on a computer, us being the puppets it uses to entertain, the ones who are watching? Don't you know what this means, Amber? We can do whatever we want. We are not held down by the laws that exist in the other world. We are free. But Jolly, I still don't understand. Even that if that were all true, why are you doing this? Like I said earlier, you already have everything you could ever want. Does anything that we did when we were younger even matter to you? Well, Amber, if I had to be honest, it is impossible for a human to have everything they could ever want. And in case you haven't noticed yet, I want more. Oh, and before I forget, Jolly charges up her arm cannon and points it at Amber. You're only one of my pawns, never truly an actual friend. Hey, get away from her! John summons a giant ice ball and fires it at her, sending her flying through the wall of the airship. Amber wraps her arms around John's neck and shivers in fear as she cries. Don't worry, everything's going to be fine. It's a beautiful night outside. Airships are flying in unison with one goal. Rain is pouring and blood is going to be shed, and the people that are watching right now are going to witness the ultimate show. Jolly points her arm cannon in the ship and fires as a giant plasma beam comes out. John dodges it in the nick of time, just as it cuts straight through the middle of the ship. The ship begins to fall. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? Well, maybe start off with not holding onto my neck as hard. Amber loosens her grip as John runs out of the room and goes to the deck. Amber, can you walk? I don't think so. You should just leave me here. I will only hold you back. Amber, I promise you, I will never do that. John unlatches Amber from his neck and takes off his backpack. He empties it and puts Amber in it nicely with her head sticking out. It's a little cramped in here, don't you think? Just shut up, please. Aw, how cute. It's almost like you have a crush on her. John looks up and sees Jolly floating above them. Well, sorry I have to end your date. Jolly summons a number of spade, clovers, and hearts, and diamonds, and chucks them at John. John falls on the ground and cries out in pain as they slice through his skin. Jolly smiles and snaps her fingers as all of a sudden, two cards with arms and legs, about as tall as John, appear. They have crowbars and they begin to beat John and Amber with the crowbar, as Jolly keeps throwing spades, hearts, and diamonds and clovers at him. Get away from my friends, now! An even bigger cannon ship appears behind Jolly and fires cannonballs at her. Jolly gets distracted and goes over to the other ship to blow it up. Get off of me! John summons a giant ice ball and freezes the two cards. John, are you okay? I'm doing better than ever. John holds onto his sword even harder as even more cars that look the same as the others charge at him as the airship continues to fall. John cuts through them all in one single swipe of his sword as Amber summons little buzzsaws off the other ones. Keep firing! Yes, sir! All the 99 skeletons on the cannon ship fire in unison. Really? You think that cannonballs will affect me in all my glory? Pathetic. Jolly changes the mode on the cannon on her left arm, and now she fires bombs out of it. Except this time, the bombs blow up into tinier and tinier bombs, and so on. We should go help them. You think? Wow, how many of you guys are still alive on the ship? Just me and 5. Cool, then jump on. Amber summons a floaty platform that they use to get to the other ship. Jolly swoops down after killing all the skeletons except for one, and grabs George by the throat as she flies him into the wall of the ship, probably breaking his back. You have no idea how much I'm going to enjoy this. Poe. Hey, you! Jolly turns around. Get the hell away from my brother, you little freak. Poe summons 5,000 bones and fires them all right at Jolly. They pierce a little through her robotic armor, but not that much. I have a feeling that making George watch his brother die will be far more entertaining than just killing him off. The heroes walk in just in time to witness Jolly slaughter George's brother. No! John ... No, not Poe! Skeleton 5 and Skeleton 6. No, Poe! The two skeletons charge at Jolly with their blades, but they get destroyed before they can even land a mark. George throws a bone at the back of Jolly's head. I see you want to be with your brother. Well, I can help you with that. She summons some cards to attack George, but he destroys them both. Then John sees that she is charging something. He quickly jumps to the side as Jolly splits the ship in half using the plasma beam. The three fall out as Jolly flies into the air. John closes his eyes, expecting to die, but then he lands on something. He opens his eyes. You okay, boss? No, I'm not. They witness 3 more cannon ships get destroyed in the air. Then Jolly slowly rises behind their ship. Good night, sweet dreams. Then John jumps at her, grabs onto her neck, and punches her. Jolly spins in circles trying to get him off. Don't you know that boys aren't supposed to punch girls? Well, guess what? I have sisters. John digs his nails into her throat, choking her. She stops spinning and gets ready to destroy the little ship. Gurgling noises. This is for my brother, you psychopath. George chucks his axe in the middle of her face before she could fire the beam. She falls, and Amber grabs onto John before he fell with her. Amber watches Jolly fall to her death as she cries. Well, my friend, I have to ask you a question. Yes, you who is watching now. Did I put on a good show? Dies. John, are you okay? Yeah, sure. John passes out from blood loss. Later that day, John wakes up in a hospital bed to the face of Mr. Jackfruit. Did you find my keys? What does it look like? John's leg is propped up. He has wrapping all over his arm and stickers all over his face. Oh, okay. Well, here's a letter that Amber told me to give to you. Adios. Well, I wonder what Amber has to say about our crazy adventure. I still can't believe that all happened. In fact, I wonder if it didn't happen. No, it definitely did. I mean, just looking at myself, I can't believe all of it. Anyways, time to open the letter. It begins to softly and sweetly rain as John opens the letter. From Amber to John, January 22nd, 2021. Dear John, I still can't believe all that really happened. Magic, fighting, and George's spaghetti. I'm still feeling really sad about what Jolly said to me, but hey, I'll get over it. I'm tough. I wonder how George is coping with the loss. I hope he's okay. All the things we went through, John, I can't believe it. In case you're wondering, I tested to see if we could still use magic in my backyard, and I still can, so you probably can too. On the other hand, for Jolly, when me and George went to the giant robot suit that she was in, she wasn't in there. She's still alive. I don't know how that can be because George threw that axe right in the middle of her face. In case you're wondering what happened after you passed out, George carried you to the broken down machine, and then me and you used the orb to get out. I had to plant your hand on the orb, though, because you were passed out. Oh, and one more thing, John. Thank you for protecting me. You really changed throughout the adventure, and for the better as well. Also, maybe we shouldn't think about the adventure so much, because sometimes some things are better left forgotten. The end. All rights reserved to Casino Co.